So you're building out content in Framer, you're ready to ship off this website, you've got sections in here, and you go to change one of these sections, but realize now you've got to change this whole section in many different areas on the website. To get around this, obviously you create a component, but you can go a step further and add conditions to your component. So then on each page, you can show or hide different elements within that component, giving you a bit more flexibility with how it appears on each individual page. So what we're going to be building is a very simple layout. It's pretty much a section that you can use across your website and many different pages. But see how we've got a headline and these check marks. But on my far right panel, where I can control this variable or component, I've got all these variables here. But these variables have conditions in them. So if this variable is empty, it's not going to show on this component, which is really cool because now I can control what content is actually on these. And if I go to another page on this website, not that one, not that one, it's the exact same component. So this is a perfect example, exact same component with multiple benefit checks. I've called them benefit 1, just how I name them. And you can see here one, I've given it a total of 5. We don't want more than 5. It's a bit too much. Most of them have 4, but if I was to remove one of these, it's going to remove that description. And let's just put that back. Cool. So you can see there that I'm able to display certain content. The layout's going to stay the same. It's just structuring the website so we can control what is shown and hidden. If we didn't do it this way, we'd have to go in and update all these little things in terms of the styling, maybe the spacing. Once you have the components set and you're happy with it, it's then just a matter of, showing a condition in it and then saying, I want this content here on this page. So let's get into actually building this from scratch. We're going to start with a layout, add 2 frames, turn both of these into a stack. Both of these stacks can fill. This, we actually want to control this a little bit more, so I'll give it a bit more spacing. And we're going to call this stack a image. And this content stack. We can start adding our text elements. So we'll call this headline, if I can spell, and sub headline. I want to make this stack horizontal and throw it left. We're going to put these 2 in a stack and call that headline stack. Oh, again, finger slips. Let's duplicate this and call it benefit 1 stack. Duplicate it twice because we're going to do 3 of them. Benefit 2, benefit 3. And now let's change all of these stacks to horizontal. Go back to my parent stack and make it fit content. And I'm actually going to put this to the start. And need to make our text layers fill the width. These headlines I'm going to replace with icons. So let's do that. Add our feather icon in here. Resize it. Let's go 20. And change it to a check mark. And let's copy that. So duplicate, and just move them into their respective stacks. These benefit stacks, I'm actually going to wrap them all. Shift A. Benefit container, I'll call it. And we've kind of built out our, I guess, main component that we need to change and add our variables and conditions into. I do want to just readjust this. Height wise, keep it to 100 and turn this fill into an image. Cool. We've got that. Let's change the main parent to fit content. Let's also add some padding in it. And we are good to start creating the component. So what I'm going to do is grab this, turn it into a component. We'll call it image and text layout. Nice. And I'm going to give this a fill so we can see what we're doing. Now we're going to start creating our headlines and adding our variables to these headlines, then adding the conditions. And I'm going to show you how to reorganize it. You can do different conditions and variables. We can change the direction of this. So we can do a left image or we can do a right image. So you'll be able to change that in each different page. And let's start. So I'm just going to decrease this and this to 4. And in this main content stack, I'm going to give it about 16, a bit more space. And these sub-headline, I'm going to go 18. Main headline, I'm going to go 24. And I think we're good to go. So start adding our variables. We'll go to content on the right-hand panel. Plain text variable, it's called headline, is the default. And it's not a text area, so that's looking good. Do the same with our sub-headline. Sub-headline. And all of these benefit stacks we need to be able to change. So again, benefit text 1. And we're going to do the same for all of them. Benefit text 2. And the last one is benefit text 3. And I do need to change this default value as well. It's all got sub-headline, so let's change that. Cool, so if we go back out, we can see that in our desktop frame, we can see these component variables that we can now change. Test 1. We can change that. But now what happens if we don't want the sub-headline to show, or if we don't want this benefit text to show? It's showing 3 there, but it should show 1. Let's make it consistent. Perfect. And that looks a lot better. So now we've got our component all laid out, spaced nice. We're going to use this across multiple pages. However, let's say there's going to be pieces of content that only has 2 benefits. So then we need to add a condition. And how we do that is we actually look at the parent layer, and this stack will give it a visible variable. So we'll go to set variable. If benefit text 3 is set, we're going to show it. Okay, that's all you need to do. Now that condition is placed against this text field, and we're saying if there is text in this element, we'll show it. And if there isn't, so if I remove this, it's going to remove this whole layer. Perfect. Done. So, and that's how you'll do it in multiple pages. And you do the exact same principle to the headline stack. We can say we may want to put this variable visible. So just the headline. The subheadline is set. Now we'll go back. If there isn't a subheadline, it's going to remove it completely. And it still holds everything. It's just removing it and hiding it. So you can show it if there is text in there. And then what I like to do is add another variant. And I'll swap this over. Call this left side. And now, if we were to duplicate this, just change our variant to left side. Call this, go back into our main component, right side. Nice and easy. Now we can start duplicating this, and maybe we'll add a headline. And you can see here we've just got really nice controls, all because we've added a condition on the stack that holds certain content. Hope this helps. It's dramatically sped up how I build websites. I used it for this electrical supplier. They needed to have these laid out, but without changing the pages all the time, like going back into them and adjusting the content. I was just able to copy, paste, change the content on the right panel, and it just sped up so much of my workflow. Everything is consistent, image sizes, text sizes. If you want to make this for mobile, then let's go back into it. And then I would add a mobile variant and change that to mobile and just resizing it. So I would probably go like that or something like that, and then start resizing my variant to match mobile. And that's it.